What up? What up? Give me 2 seconds here. Come on. Alrighty, we are almost there. Perfect. And then just rating view. All right, there we go. What's up? What's down? We've gathered here because Mickle needs to make an announcement. He's engaged. Not quite the case. Let me take a look at who's here real quick. Crypto Clay, good to see you. Halls Balls, Tiger, Frankie, 1970. Good to see you. Taylor, good to see you. Robin, Mary Cox. Good morning. Good morning. Mickle, should I go all in? That is not a question I'll be answering on the live stream. Got to make your own choices. Right now, XRP at a pretty critical moment. Really want to see XRP get through this top level resistance, but we're all coiled up in here. We're all coiled up. Thank you. It was a lot of fun going on that show. Did I see that the JS library for the XRP ledger was compromised? I did see that. To me, obviously that's more of an application and wallet issue. Which I think is a great reminder, right? Like, yes, there is going to be DeFi, but these DeFi applications hook up to, or these DeFi opportunities hook up to centralized applications that could have their own vulnerabilities. So, great example of something that is supposed to not have counterparty risk, and then you introduce counterparty risk. So, to me, it seems like it's not an overly big deal. It doesn't seem like any big wallets were compromised, but yeah, that was an interesting thing to see this morning. I haven't seen any posts about anything, any app in particular calling it out, but Vet makes it very clear. Let me just pull those up. The XRP ledger itself wasn't compromised. Some apps downloaded a bad, essentially, instance or software that compromised their application. So, from what I understand, Zaman wasn't compromised, and from what I understand, XP Market was not compromised either. So just some notes there on some popular ones I know people mess around with. But just something to consider. It's one of those things where obviously one of the things about crypto is like, oh, no counterparty risk and like all these different things. But oftentimes, like what I find is like there potentially is still a counterparty, and that counterparty might just be someone you might just be unsure of who that counterparty is. So always something that's worth understanding. Eventually, I think we'll get to a time where a lot of these things are cleaned up, and I think there's different ways to do it. But yeah, obviously not the greatest thing in the world to see, but also not the end of the world either, in my opinion. No, it was cool to go on to it was cool to go on Paul Barron's show. It was a lot of fun. He's a great guy. But yeah, no, here's Vet saying the XRP ledger itself is not affected at all. This is a third-party software used by a lot of projects on the XRP ledger to interact with. So just be careful what you interact with. I mean, this is one of those things why it's so important to kind of have a wallet that is safeguarded, protected, institutional custody, and then maybe other wallets that are more experimental and you play around with, because, you know, as you can see right here, if you were using your main wallet to interact with some of these softwares, then you could have been compromising a much larger bag. So I guess it's worth checking if you are someone who does a lot of experimentation on the XRP ledger and is connecting your wallets to all these different applications. Then it might be worth taking some precautions this morning and moving some of that XRP to a fresh wallet. I'm going to be uploading the Paul Barron interview to my YouTube channel in the next well, maybe tomorrow, honestly. So I will upload the Paul Barron interview for anyone who didn't see it. I was just letting him get his out there first. He brought me on his channel, but I do want to get it uploaded on mine. I love uploading those interviews to my own channel, so I kind of always have them to look back on one day. So I'll get that uploaded fairly shortly. I'm trying to see if any apps I can see were affected by this breach. I'm not seeing any yet, but it is important to be aware of. Anything on the lawsuit? No news on the lawsuit yet. We're still waiting for resolution. Paul Adkins did get confirmed to the SEC, so that did take place. Trying to see if there's anything else like really interesting happening this morning. CNBC. See if there's anything going on CNBC. Seems like the market's still really trying to figure out the tariff news. We really haven't had any updates, which in my opinion isn't the greatest thing to see. I would like to see some trade deals rolling in ASAP. That would be the best thing. When do I think Hidden Roads transactions will go live on the XRP ledger? I mean, depends how fast they can get things up and running. My guess would be probably sometime in 2026. But it could happen much sooner. I don't even know if Ripple's Ripple has completed the purchase yet. I have no idea if Ripple's even completed the purchase yet. So it's possible that it could be going live this year, but it's important to realize when it comes to these large purchases, like there's a lot that needs to be done, and then all the dev work and stuff. So I would say it's probably more likely it gets pushed out to 2026 in terms of starting to see those transactions settle on the XRP ledger. But if it happens before that, I would obviously be pleasantly surprised. Just takes time to do something so big. Did y'all see this? See what? Oh, Circle's payment network. Yes, Circle is spinning up a payments network. In my opinion, just on reading through it, it seems like a lot more of like a block or a Stripe competitor than something back end. So I know a lot of people were kind of worried about that being a competitor, but honestly, even if it was a direct competitor to ODL, I mean, that's only a good thing. It's really good to have competition in the marketplace. Really important to have market competition. So even if they did release a direct competitor to the XRP ledger, I mean, we've seen so many competitors to the XRP ledger, whether or not that's something like R3, something like JP Morgan coin. We'll see. Oh, nice. I got a nice little clip of me on the Paul Barron show talking about XRP flipping ETH.
Economy and energy prices.
Oh boy, sorry about that. I realized I probably just blasted you with CNBC volume, so apologize for that. Yeah, XRP is very coiled right now. See what this clip looks like.
Were to flip ETH, and that's if ETH wasn't moving. Now, granted, ETH hasn't been moving much. It would only have to get to a $3.33 price to flip ETH. So what do you think? Do you think this is a possibility that we could see XRP back in the number 2 slot?
In my opinion, XRP has already flipped Ethereum. When you look at the market cap calculation for how they even do market cap, but if you look at what they're taking for Ethereum circulating supply, they're taking every token in existence. For XRP, they're cutting out what Ripple's holding in escrow. But from a market cap perspective, all of those tokens have already been issued by the ledger. All of those tokens have been in the circulating supply before. Now they're just locked up. And I kind of asked the question, why do we count Satoshi's wallet for circulating supply? Why do we count the Ethereum Foundation's why do we count their Ethereum towards circulating supply, but you don't count Ripple's escrow of XRP? So for me, the whole kind of calculation for market cap is already a little weird. I think with the case off of Ripple, when you see a lot of these ETFs launching, it's just going to add fuel to the fire. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of these things, a combination of these things, all kind of lead to XRP flipping Ethereum. Very cool. Very cool. Obviously super cool to go on Paul's show. Great guy, a lot of fun. And yeah, no, really excited to be able to go on there more in the future. It was a ton of fun. He asked a lot of great questions, and I really liked how he kept it moving. It was like boom, 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 next question, next question, next question. And I like that style. You know, we got to cover a lot. Thank you, Boca G. No, it was a really good interview. And one of the things that, you know, maybe I'll get into this a bit later, but there is, I tried to bring up some controversial points on there as well, just to kind of get people thinking about some things, but I'm sure everyone will be able to get a good look. I like when I go on interviews, not giving people the typical answers, right? I like to throw people off a little bit. I think throwing people off a little bit and giving them something new is always fun. So a lot of times when I'm on interviews, I'll play like a little bit of devil's advocate, try to get people thinking about something in like a different way than they have prior. And to me, that's always something that I like to do. You know, you can always go on and list the typical talking points and talk about the things everyone else has talked about, but I like to go in and shake it up a little bit. Is there going to be a pump? Well, one of the things we've talked about earlier is right now XRP needs to make a move either above or below either the support line or this resistance line. And until we kind of can put pressure on this top or break down at the bottom, we're just sort of sitting in no man's land. So XRP is kind of at that point where it's got to make a decision. Looks like we could kind of push in to the beginning of May before we probably see something. But typically after you move sideways like this, especially for XRP for any extended period of time, normally means you've got some volatility coming. So I think we will see that volatility, and we're just really gearing up for it. Ripple listed in another lawsuit. Look, Elon Musk is getting sued by like 400 people. There will continue to be lawsuits against Ripple, lawsuits against Brad Garlinghouse. Like, that's just the way these things work. We live in a society that people love to sue each other. So it's unfortunate. I think generally there needs to be laws about that. And I think there are things that can be done to prevent a lot of that. But no, you're going to continue to see Ripple get sued for either nonsensical, like probably nonsensical things. And that's not surprising to me. $10,000 XRP enough to hold till 2030? Look, it's questions like that. Like I can't answer those kinds of questions because it all depends on your own personal situation, right? Like if you have $30 million, is 10,000 XRP a lot? Well, no, not really. Like that's a pretty small proportion of what you hold. Your net worth is $30,000 and you're holding $20,000 of XRP, then that's a very significant portion. So, that's why you can't really answer questions like that in a vacuum. You really have no idea where that person holds. Like if I told you 100,000 XRP is what you need, would that change anything? It's like, no, you're just going to accumulate how much you can accumulate. So you have to realize you have to look at everything with your own kind of perspective. But yeah, no, XRP is finally at an interesting point. For a while, it was like a lot of just falling and there wasn't a lot of zones to really map anything out. But we're kind of at that point right now where things are really starting to come together. Now we just need Trump to start signing some trade deals and we'll be good. Because if we don't get any trade deals and the tariffs come back, that's not going to be a good sign. So we really want to start see some trade deals starting to be negotiated, some stuff getting over the finish line. And then that's going to be that thing that kind of takes us to the next step. Guess on Paul Adkins ending the Ripple SEC case or approving ETFs. Well, I'd assume the Ripple SEC case will probably be wrapped up in probably the next, 2 to 3 weeks. I'd be shocked if it went longer than that. When it comes to the ETFs, I'm assuming mid to late summer, we'll probably start seeing some of those ETFs. I assume since Paul Atkins just got to the SEC, needs some time to go over everything, get to know commissioners. There's probably quite a couple things on his agenda outside of crypto, although it's really good to see crypto as such a main focus. So there's quite a few things that are going to have to happen in the back end in order to really get to the point where we will be able to see a lot of this. But we will certainly get there. And the good news is there's not really a lot of question about what's going to happen. To me, it's fairly obvious at this point that one, the Ripple SEC case is going to be voted on and settled fairly soon. And then The next thing will be the ETFs going live. Will be likely in the summer. Government won't be back in offices until next Monday. Bandman, appreciate that. Appreciate that. With so much going on in crypto, sometimes it's hard to track the political side as well. I mean, I don't really think much about the actual vote coming in. Both Ripple and the SEC have already confirmed that vote's going to happen. So to me, it doesn't make really a whole lot of difference at this point. The exact date it happens. It's like, I feel like we already have enough confirmation that that's going to happen. So it looks like First Ledger also is not impacted by the compromise. So that's XP Market, First Ledger, both not compromised. Here's another thing to be careful of. It looks like they're spinning up now fake wallets. So a fake Xanom wallet on Google. Guys, just be ultra diligent. These people will stop at nothing to steal crypto. Looks like there's a fake sponsored Xanom app on Google. So you just got to be super diligent. Ask a million questions if you have to. And if you're asking a million questions and you're not getting to the answer, ask someone else. There's a lot of smart people in this community who'd be more than willing to help you and help protect you. So make sure you're always utilizing your resources. Micro Mickle in the house? Or is it just me? What do I not sure I get it. What else did I want to say? I had something else important. It will come. Huge connections coming out of Zbeck and White Rock and First Liberty Financial. I don't know what Zbeck is. I've seen White Rock. I'm a little wary of them at the moment. Just because they don't really list any founders or anything like that. And I saw Vet throwing a little bit of shade at something, so I'm a little standoffish on White Rock right now, but I could be very wrong. I just don't like when I go to a page and don't see anyone behind the team. That to me is always like, all right, why are you hiding? You know, if you're gonna build something, like, go to the forefront. Oh, it looks like here's a pretty interesting piece of news. Trump Media has finalized the deal it announced in March with Crypto.com to launch TruthFi ETFs, which will incorporate U.S. cryptos and American-made investments. Launch expected later this year. So would be pretty shocked if we didn't see XRP in some of these TruthFi ETFs, I guess they're called. So very interesting to see that. It looks like Crypto.com and Trump's Media Group are launching some sort of crypto ETFs focused on American innovation. We'll see about the American innovation this time. The last time they talked about American innovation, we didn't really get anything. We got a Bitcoin strategic reserve. So interesting, but I don't know if I don't know if it's overly interesting. They partnered with RightWalk and getting into research myself, but it sounds like they're launching some sort of credit card together with and backed by MasterCard as well. Yeah, I have seen a little bit of that. I'm just waiting for more information on all of that. Could be super interesting. Could also, I don't know. Just got to see more information. I always move slow on a lot of new projects. People always ask me, hey, why aren't you talking about this? Why aren't you talking about this? Just a lot of it's new, guys. And like, I like when things are established. They've been around for a while. They've been through bull markets. They've been through bear markets. Like, I like to see a lot kind of there before I really get involved in anything. It doesn't mean things can't be extremely interesting and I can't be watching things very closely. I just really like to see things develop a bit. Bitcoin at 89K. Bitcoin pumping right now. BTC. Oh yeah. Wow, that's really good. Looks like Bitcoin is breaking out of this this sort of ascending channel that I was in. And it looks like we're getting a clear breakout above. So that's a really good sign. Really good to see Bitcoin kind of recovering here and getting back out of this downtrend. I mean, I think if Bitcoin can hold here and even just do something like this and trade here, I mean, that would be a pretty good confirmation that we've reversed the downtrend. We could get sucked back down here and make a new low. So we still need a bit more confirmation. But yeah, no, this looks really good. I'm assuming XRP to Bitcoin is getting whacked a bit right now. Yeah, so XRP to Bitcoin is getting whacked a bit right now because Bitcoin's pumping and XRP is not. Still holding really good levels on XRP to Bitcoin. Still holding generally this range up here. But it looks like maybe we've fallen out of this channel a bit. It's getting tough to really map much going on right here at the moment. So we'll continue to watch XRP to Bitcoin going through a bit of a sell-off right now. I don't think that's necessarily unexpected or bad to see. Bitcoin's just pumping right now. And right now we have XRP yet to respond. But if XRP was to make a significant move here up to like 230 or something like that, you'd probably catch immediately back up. I know you're watching XRP to ETH, Taylor. I know you've got your eye on that. Tracy says this market is so boring. Yeah, Tracy, it has been boring, but you know, it's after these boring times normally we get the most exciting time. So you got to push through the boring time in order to get to the fun time. And I think with Bitcoin hitting 89K, XRP recovering, and hopefully some good news on trade tariffs or tariffs, will be in a pretty good place. Someone asked me the other day about what a golden cross is, and I think this is a great little post by Tom Crown here. Someone asked me what a golden cross was, and essentially what I said was it's just when two indicators cross each other, and you got to be careful looking too much into it because just like there's a golden cross, there's something called a death cross, which is supposed to be bearish. And what Tom is saying is the death cross is actually marked the low for a third year in a row. So technically this death cross is supposed to be bearish, but it's actually been bullish. And that's the problem with relying too much on any specific indicator. Typically, an indicator will show a short-term trend. Everyone will start relying on that short-term trend. And then it turns out that, oh, there's now a new trend and this indicator is doing something else. So huh. This is hilarious. The Oregon Attorney General is suing Coinbase, claiming that around 31 tokens, 18 more than the SEC originally named, including XRP, Link, and Uniswap, were offered and sold as investment contracts. Yeah, all right. Good luck with that one. This will go nowhere. This will go absolutely nowhere, in my opinion. The SEC is going to come out and tell the world these things are not securities. So, total nothing burger, in my opinion, but hilarious that Oregon is trying to define securities laws now. What a classic kind of move out of them. Total joke on that front. Only affecting Oregon users? Yeah, like, all right. Like, yeah, thanks for the protection there. What are you gonna have everything not a security in every state, and then Oregon it's gonna be a security? It's just a total joke. Yep, $89,000 Bitcoin, and right now $2.10 XRP. If Bitcoin continues to push higher, I think we're going to get that break on XRP we've been waiting for. This is the sort of thing where you really want to be rooting for Bitcoin here, because if Bitcoin can push up to some like 95 level, then XRP could break the downtrend we've been stuck in. Talked about it a couple times today, but here's the downtrend that XRP needs to break. And if Bitcoin is reversing, we should see XRP, based off of what it has done historically, reverse soon after and sort of catch back up to Bitcoin. What else do we got here? All dry powder already loaded up on XRP. No more to use on the dips. All right. Well, let's hope it goes up. No dry powder is a good time for the market to reverse for you. I'm sure there are other people saying, "Oh, well, I have more dry powder. I'm waiting for this time." So, you never mark the bottom. I'm always a bigger fan of just getting what you can when you can. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can try to pick exact bottoms. You can try to play the game. But for me, right, if XRP is in any way successful, like I think it is, then I don't think too many people will be worried about whether or not they bought at even 35 cents, 55 cents, $2, $1, right? Like, these are all just short-term sort of things when you zoom out and look at the larger picture of what XRP is trying to solve. So, in my opinion, there's a lot there, and focusing too much on these short-term movements can kind of put you in a position where, I don't know, you just feel like you're chasing something that's unattainable. Pretty much no one catches the exact bottoms other than the professionals, and the professionals have very sophisticated people working with them, very sophisticated tools to make it happen. Kind of not the group of people you want to be comparing yourself to, unless you do consider yourself a professional. Tracy says $3 today. Well, we're pushing up against this resistance right now. What do we want to see here, Tracy? I'll give you a number. Would really like to see, like, let me try to be conservative here and really push this out. We'd really like to see maybe like I think a 230. I really think you want to see a $230 to $240 XRP. I mean, if we could get a pump up to like here, which would be pretty replicative, if that's even a word, which would kind of replicate what Bitcoin's doing right now. That would take this current downtrend right here, do the full reversal, and then take us above it. So that's what I would really like to see. Like that to me is the ultimate bullish scenario right now, to say, all right, we're through the sell-off, and now we're gonna look to make a new directional move. 260, 250, yeah, 260, 250 would kind of be that. Okay, perfect. Like there we are. Paul Atkins sending everything to Mars. Oh, Tracy, you can manifest as big as you want. I'm just giving you the bare minimum here. You can manifest as big as possible, and we will take that manifestation. We will take that manifestation. It is great. We absolutely want to see that. Now, what's happening to Bitcoin right now? Oh, 211 on XRP. What's Bitcoin doing? 89.43. All right, so Bitcoin's pumping, XRP's pumping. All right, market's happy today. Market is happy this morning. Great to see. Love to see that. Killing the Irish. Thank you so much for the 20 gifted memberships. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. And guys, one of the other things is we are extremely close. We are extremely close to 100,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. Let me see what I'm at right now. We're like 2,000 subs away. So if you don't mind, just make sure to smash that subscribe button. We are so close to getting to that 100K level. Never in a million years did I think I'd have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. So please make sure to go subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate everyone doing that. It makes a huge difference. So thank you to everyone who takes the time to subscribe, like the videos, comment. Like all of these things are so critical. And yeah, and XRP is waking up as well. It looks like for whatever reason today might be an exciting day. And when I say for whatever reason, it's important to realize that what we're watching right now is extremely normal. I mean, we went on a huge parabolic run. We've had a bit of a pullback. It's all to be expected, and it looks like a small pump, but albeit a pump for the live stream. So we'll take that. We got on the live stream. Things were a little bit down in the dumps. Got some of that turnaround coming in right now, which is great to see. But I think that covers most of the news. I'm going to continue to watch the pump for the rest of the morning, but I think that's most of what we have going on here. So guys, I'm going to end it here. I do have to say the next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I will not be live streaming. I apologize for that. Wrapping up a bit of my last bit of travel here before obviously XRP Vegas. So don't expect to see me on over the next 3 days. Maybe I'll pull up a short one at some point throughout the day. I think I should have one coming out at some point, but probably not the normal morning live stream. So guys, thank you so much for coming. I apologize for no more live streams for the rest of the week. I'm flying out to Dallas. I got some things I got to do there. So guys, thank you so much for all your support. You guys are so incredible. I'll talk to you guys all soon, and who knows, maybe we'll have kind of an impromptu live stream at some point. Talk to you later, and for now,